Okay, good morning, students. On the last class in marketing specialization, we have we are dealing about the sales process. On that, we have did the till fifth step of sales process. Okay, today we are going to start the sixth step of sales process, that is handling objective. Okay, handling objections. This is the sixth step of sales process. It is a very important step where, and it is the last phase of the sales presentation step, that the prospect starts expressing doubts or raising objections, whether relating to price, need for more time to think, satisfied with the existing product, supplier, or product quality claims. Okay, so if we talk about this in this handling objection phase or handling objection process, that is the sixth step, a good salesperson encourages customers to ask questions and raise objections because he knows that customer asks questions about only those aspects of the product performance that are important to them. Exactly. A good salesperson listens to the objections without interruption. He does not interrupt even when he does not agree with what the customer is saying. When a salesperson interrupts, a customer gets the feeling that the salesperson believes that he is wrong, or that the matter that he is talking about is trivial, or that the salesperson does not have time to listen to what he is saying. The moment customer feels insulted and shuts out the deal from his mind. This is what exactly which is being done. Okay, a good salesperson listens carefully, attentively, and respectfully, and when he does that, the customer believes that the salesperson is taking his objections seriously. The customer is encouraged to talk at the customer is encouraged to talk at length, and the salesperson gains a comprehensive understanding of what the customer is expecting from the product. After the salesperson has listened to a customer's view, he agrees with him but also lets him know his views on the issue. It is the responsibility of the salesperson to create a climate of agreement rather than conflict and show that he respects the buyer's opinion, thus avoiding loss of face. Unless the objections and complaints are satisfactorily answered, the sales cannot take place. So this is what the entire objection handling process. In this objection handling process, this is what the very important phase which starts just after the presentation of sales, which is being done by the salesperson. When the presentation is being done by the salesperson, then after that it is the chance, it is the we can say that it is the role of a customer that they have to interact, they have to very much know about the information related to the products and services which they have been informed from the salesperson. And after getting those information from the salesperson on their presentation part, it is the chance of the customer to ask queries, to ask questions from the salesperson. And if any of the customer starts asking the questions, or then at that moment the salesperson should have to be very much careful, and they have to be carefully and respectfully listen the queries or the statements or anything, arguments which is being done by the customers. At that moment, it is the only moment where the experience, where the intellectuality of any of the salesperson is being known, where they are going to know about the customer's viewpoint related to the products and services, and after knowing their viewpoints only, they just try to get the products. Okay, and it is the duty of any of the salesperson that they don't have to create such environment in at the climate of argument or agreement, that they don't have to be indulge in the conflict statements, or don't have to show any kind of disrespect in front of the customer. Because if the customer feels, the moment the customer feels that their statements, their arguments or their queries are being suppressed by the salesperson, then at that moment the customers in the customers in their mind prepare themselves to quit, to shut down the argument process. So it should be a lose situation for any of the salesperson. So the responsibility of any of the salesperson is to listen the entire objections or complaints or queries of the customers very carefully, respectfully, sincerely, and try to answer accordingly, which will satisfy their customers. Because after this stage, after this objection handling phase, the customers used to purchase the products. Okay, now this is what the objection handling phase. In this objection handling phase, what we just come to know about the key objections by customers. A salesperson should have to prepare themselves related to the key objections, that what are those key objections which is being faced by the customers. Okay, so they have to prepare themselves related to those key objections. So there are universally few, the management has defined, has clarified few key objections which is being objected by the customers. What are those? Number one, product image objection. Every time, this is what the very first objection which comes in the mind of the customers, that is about the product image objection, that what kind of product image they have created, or the perception which the customer has made related to the product image. And after that, they starts putting objections on the product image. Okay, so if we talk about this product image, then in this product image, what are those objections which is being asked? So there are few factors related to the product image. Those factors, there are 5 important factors which will just make any of the customers to ask about the product image. Those are needs, that what kind of needs the customers are having, wants, how many they want, prestige, that what is the prestige of the product, income, that what is the income level of the customers, accordingly they ask about the product image. And lastly, finally, the education, that what is the education level of any customers. Education level also stands, because if the education level of customer is high, they know, they try to get the information easily. And if the education level is very low, then at that moment they are not going to understand the things easily. We have to convince them in a very sophisticated matter, in a very we can say that in a very humble manner, and all those informations related to the products are provided to them. Okay, so these are the important 5 elements which generates in the product image. Now, what are those objections which is being arised by the customers related to the product image? Number very first is related to the product, that what kind of product mix is being there, whether the product availability is there in the market or not, what is the design of the product, what is the size of the product, what is the weight of the product, what are those important features or attributes of the product, how the delivery of the products is being done. All those things which arise in the minds of the customers are related to the product image. Okay, the next important, very important question which arises, or objections or complaints which arises in the mind of the customers related to the product image, is about its prices. That how, what are the allowances, which is being provided to us, how much credit terms which we are getting, how many discounts which we are getting, any incentives which should be provided to the customers. Related to all these aspects are related with the price of the product, which also defines the product image. Okay, the third one is related to the promotion here related to the advertisement and publicity. Most of the time a question arises in the mind of the customers that the product is very much new in the market, so we haven't seen the advertisements, we haven't seen the publicity of the products, nobody knows about the product. So we have to convince to the customers related to the advertisement that our product advertisement is coming in TV, in newspapers, in outdoor media, so you can see most of the people are using. That's why the company is going good. That's why company is advertising its product, so that more and more people could know about the product features and they can avail the facilities related to the product image. Okay, now the last one is related to the distribution part, that how they are going to distribute the product. In this, the customers questions are related to the distribution channel, that how, from where we are going to purchase the products. Okay, who are the intermediaries, who are the, from where, the from wholesalers or from retailers or from factory outlet, from where we are going to purchase the product. This is the question which is being arised. About the transportation, whether the transportation activities are good enough, whether it comes to our locality or not, locations as well as the territories, whether the product is coming to our territory fluently or not. So all these questions are being arised in the mind of the customers related to the product image. The other important question or objection which arises in the mind of the customers is brand image objection. Okay, brand image objection related to the brand. What are those questions which arise in the mind of the customers? What are those objections which arise in the mind of the customers related to the brand image? Those are brand name. That what is the name of the brand? Other, the brand mark, that what is the mark of the brand, how the branding, about the branding, that how the branding is being done. Trademark, what is the trademark under which you are selling the products? Trade name, what is the trade name under which you are selling the products? Patents, whether the product is being patented or not, or copyrights, whether the product are having the copyrights or not. So all these questions are being asked by the customers related to the brand image objections. Now the third question which arises in the mind of the customer, or objection which arises in the mind of the customers, are related to the objection or on package, that what is the package, how the packaging is being done, and about the labeling, that at what circumstances the labeling is being done, whether all the informations related to the products are being given on the labels of the label of the product package or not. All these questions are being arised at the by the customers. Okay, the fourth important objections which is being arised by the customer is related to the economic objections, that how many economic, that in economic terms in the market, whether the product is doing well or not, how many persons are purchasing the product. Today we are living at a time of recession, so we don't need to purchase these products which is unnecessary to them. So all these economic factors are being arised by the customers. Fifth one is the social objection. Social objections means related to the society. If we are going to purchase these products, then this purchase is being accepted by our society or not. If the people are going to accept this product or not. If the people are ready to accept the product, then we will accept. If the people are not ready to accept the product, then we are not going to accept that. Okay. Sixth one is the ethical objections. Ethical objections means what? Ethically, that morally this product is good or not. Seventh one is competitors objections, that whether competitors objection is a very important objection, whether it is being related to the competitors of the product, that how many competitors are there, how the product is being doing in the market, how are the substantial competitors, your competitor is more better than your product. So these are what the objections which is being arised by the customers related to the competitors. And eighth important key objections is being related to the service operations objections, that is service operation objection. Service operation objection is a very important objection which is being arised by most of the customers. Competitors objection is also being arised by most of the customers कि आपका प्रोडक्ट मार्केट में है, उससे अच्छा प्रोडक्ट आपके कंपटीटर का है, तो हम आपके कंपटीटर को क्यों ना ले. तो ये क्वेश्चंस कंपटीटर ऑब्जेक्शंस में. और जो लास्ट एक सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट की ऑब्जेक्शन जो अराइज होता है कस्टमर के माइंड में, वो सर्विस ऑपरेशंस ऑब्जेक्शंस है. सर्विस ऑपरेशंस ऑब्जेक्शंस का मतलब कि कैसा सर्विस प्रोवाइड कर रही है ना. अब ये सर्विस में क्या क्या चीज आता है कि सर्विस क्वालिटी, कैसा सर्विस दे रही है, सर्विस स्टाफ, हु आर दोज स्टाफ्स हु आर सर्विंग the services, meeting customer expectations, that whether your company is meeting the customer's expectations or not, managing service productivity, and the fourth one is about the managing service productivity. Managing service productivity is a operational part, is a technical part. It is what it is related to the access, कि अगर कस्टमर आपको फोन करता है, ठीक है, कंप्लेन नंबर पे, तो कितना जल्दी उसको वो एक्सेस होता है, कितना जल्दी वो वहां तक पहुंच पाता है. दूसरा रिलायबिलिटी के बारे में कि वो आपका रिलायबल है या नहीं, फोन लगता है या नहीं लगता है, या सिर्फ घंटी बज के रह जाता है, वो रिलायबिलिटी हो जाती है ना. क्रेडिबिलिटी, अबाउट द क्रेडिबिलिटी की अगर कंप्लेन दर्ज कराते हैं तो कितना देर में आता है, कैसे वो ठीक करता है. सिक्योरिटी, सिक्योरिटी का मतलब क्या हो गया कि जो भी कंप्लेन हमने दर्ज किया तो हमारे सिक्योरिटी को देखते हुए उसने अच्छे लोगों को भेजा जो हमारा काम ही करके चला जाए. उसके बाद फिर रेस्पॉन्सिवनेस, हाउ मच रेस्पॉन्सिबल आर देयर योर कंपनी इज रिलेटेड टू द मीन्स दिस सर्विस पार्ट. After that, communication, that how the communication is being done, who is going to communicate, whether in communication they are going to satisfy the customers or not. Okay, so these are what the important objections, key objections which is being arised in the mind of the customers, and a salesperson should have to know the answers of all these 8 objections. Okay, now let us deal that sales, the other topic related to the objection part, that is salesperson research for handling objections. That each and this is what handling objections is a very important factor, is a very important step in the sales process. In this step only the customer should have to convince the salesperson should have to convince the customer while handling their objections. If the objections are being very wonderfully or excellently handled by the salesperson, then that customer is yours. Okay, the salesperson know that customer is there, and they are going to convert that customers into the potential customers, and the customer is going to purchase the products. They are going to give the money in respect for that and purchase the products. Okay, so what are those research, what are those means we can say that work activities which is being personally done by all salesperson while handling the customer objection. So those are what? Number first, background. The salesperson should have to work on or should have to do research on the background related to the company and industry, that what kind of company they are working, what kind of industry they are working, all those information. Next, about the products and service involved, that what are the products they are going to sell and what kind of services they are going to avail to the customers. Okay, and third one is the objectives of company, that what are the objective of the company, what is the motive of the company, what is the vision, what is the mission. All those things will be known by the salesperson. That is known as the background research which is being done by each and every salesperson. Okay, now the second kind of research which is being done by the salesperson is about the description. This is also a very important research, where in the description part 4 important elements come, that is nature of offer, that the products which they are going to offer or the services which they are going to offer to the customer, what are the nature, what is the nature, basic nature of the product. Okay, next, entry requirements, how they are going to enter to the customer's mind related to the customer's requirement, that is known as what, entry requirement. Third one is communication material, that what are those communication material with the help of which they are going to interact with the customers or show to the customers, that is what a very important factor, and they have to research on that. Or mechanic of selling, that what are the mechanics of selling, they have to learn those tactics or mechanics of selling so that they can sell the products to the customer. The second research is about the description, and description constitutes of four important research, that is nature of offer, entry requirements, communication material, and the fourth one is the mechanic of selling. Okay, now the third important research, that is the sales analysis. In this sales analysis, two important research is being done by the salesperson, that is effect versus target, that what is the effect of the sales and whom they are going to target. Okay, and the other one is the other factors affecting sales. They have to find out, the salesperson should have to find out all the other factors which affects the sales, okay, which convince the customers for the sales, that is what sales analysis. And the fourth one is about the financial analysis. Financial analysis means what, related to the finance part. The salesperson should have to do research related to the financial analysis also. Those are, number one, cost versus budget, that what is the cost which they are incurring and what are the budget which they are getting from the company on the basis of which they are going to sell the products. The second one is the income level. They have to find the income level of the customers, that what is the income level of the customers, how much money the customer is earning from different sources which the customers are having, or which kind of market they are moving, how at that market, which level of income level of people they are going to interact. So this is very much necessary in the financial analysis research. And the third one is the economic environment of market. It is also very much necessary that they have to consider the economic environment of market, that what kind of economic environment in which they are going to convince or they are going to work. Okay, the next important research is a response analysis, which is being done by the salesperson. In this response analysis, two important research are being done, that is response to offers, that what are the responses which is being given by the customers when they just move to the customers, or they get the response, they get the knowledge of the responses from other salesperson. Okay, they have to do research on. The next one is the research on other feedbacks. They have to do the research on the other feedbacks from the company personnel, from the references, or from the existing customers. All those research they have to do related to the response analysis. Okay, the other one is the operational analysis. This is also a very important research which is being done by a salesperson, that is operational analysis. In this operational analysis, two kinds of research are being done, that is effectiveness of systems, that how much the system is effective. The other one is what, effectiveness of implementation. If they are going to implement their strategies, their things, then how much it is being effective related to the operational analysis part. The other next important research which is being done by the salesperson is overall rating. Exactly, today as we see in most of the retail, in most of the e-commerce, e-business, that if we are purchasing any of the software or any of the product from the e-retailing part, then the company afterwards try to get the ratings that and ask the ratings from the customer, that under 5 stars how much stars you are going to rate, and give your response related to that. That is one as what, overall rating. And three important research is being done by a salesperson related to the overall rating. That is, number one, achievement of stated objectives, that whatever the stated objectives we are having related to the products and services or the company brand or the brand name or the trademark, how much achievements we have already get from the customers. They have to look upon that. Next, other benefits, that what are those other benefits which they are providing to the customers, and what is the rating of the customers related to the other benefits. Okay, and third, identifiable disbenefits or difficulties. This is also a very important part, that in the response overall rating part, they have to identify, they have to do research on those parts which are disbenefits, which provides disbenefits or which provides difficulties to the customers. They have to find out those negative parts also, because those negative parts might ask from the customers, and a salesperson should have to know the answers of those. Okay, and the last research which is being done by the salesperson related to the sales part is objection and handling part is customer protection or consumerism. This is a very important, that is customer protection or consumerism. Every salesperson should have to know about this customer protection, because the salesperson activity is only related to the customer part. A salesperson work, duty, accountability and responsibility is only related to the customers, that how they are going to convince the customer. So this is a very ethical part of and moral part of any of the salesperson, that they are knowing all those facts, all those information which protects the rights of a customer, that is known as consumerism or customer protection. Under the Customer Protection Act 1986, a salesperson should have to know 6 important rights which they have to provide to the customers related to the sale. Okay, those are right to safety, right to information, right to choose, right to be heard, right to seek redressal. This is what right to seek redressal is: the right to get relief against unfair trade practices and unscrupulous exploitation. Okay, and the 6th one is right to education. So these are what? These are the important factors, these are the important research which any of the salesperson should have to do when they are going to sell the product. This is very much important, because if they are not going to do the research in these parts, then how they are going to sell the products, okay, and how they are going to face the objections which is being arised by the customer. So I believe that in this objectional handling part, you people have learned most of the things related how the customer should have to face the objections, how the salesperson should have to answer those objections, and how what are those information which they are going to research, and all these factors related to the objection handling. So this is what objection and handling is. The handling objections is the 6th step, and after that the 7th step of sales process starts, that is known as what? Closing the sales. In this closing the sales part, what is being done? We are going to close the sale. So closing is that, the 7th step is closing the sales after handling objections. When the customer is fully satisfied or the customer becomes dissatisfied, whatever the result is in the handling objection part, the 7th step, after just that, the salesperson should have to follow the 7th step, that is closing the sales. They have to close the sales, and this closing is that aspect of the selling process in which the salesperson asks the prospect to buy the products. Exactly, in this closing, the salesperson is going to ask to the customers to purchase the products. Okay, whatever the hard work, whatever the presentation, whatever the activities or duty which is being done by these salesperson, now it is the time of a salesperson to get the fruits, to get the result of that. And for getting that result, it is the responsibility of the salesperson to ask the customer to purchase the products. Okay, and these is being mentioned under 4 conditions how they are going to close the sales. The first one is simply ask for the orders. Simply the customer will ask, simply the salesperson will ask to the customers for the orders, that okay sir, now you are convinced, so how much product you are going to purchase? When you know, take the products, now it is yours. This is what a simple method by which they are going to offer. The next one is what? Summarize and then ask for the order. Means summarization, it means that after that they are going to ask the customers that whether they are being satisfied with the product or not. And after summarizing, after giving a conclusion, a final step, they ask to the customer for the purchase of the products. Okay, third one is concession clause. Concession clause is what? Where the salesperson would provide certain rebates and concessions to the customers, that if they are going to purchase now, then they are going to get this much rebate or this much concession. Okay, and if they are going to purchase the product from the market, then they are going to pay this much. So it is a valuable, it is a very great chance for the customer to purchase the products now. So this is what a concessional clause. And the fourth one is action agreement. So from this action agreement is what? From decision making units like family members, friends, or the existing customers. This is what a action agreement. In the action agreement, the customers, the salesperson would give a time or chance to the to the customer to ask to get the references from their family members, from their friends, or they will provide the numbers of the existing customer, so that they can get information from the existing customers, and after getting those information from the existing customer, they purchase the products. Okay, and after closing the sales, okay, after asking the customers about the purchase of the product, the last step, that is the eighth step in selling process, is about post sale or follow up. So follow up provides an opportunity to ensure that the product is being rightly used, and if necessary, for re-explain the method of using, handling, and storing of the product when not in use. Okay, so in this follow-up part or post-sale part, two things are being done. If the customers are satisfied, and in the closing, if the customers purchase the product, then also it is the duty of a salesperson to satisfy, to convince the customer that the decision which is being taken by the customer for the purchase of the product is one of the best. They have did the best decision, and from that decision they are going to satisfy their utmost needs and desires or wants. Okay, and their problems are being solved. This is one condition. And the other, and in this they have to give satisfaction to the customers, that the salesperson is always with the customers whenever there is a need of the product, of service, then the salesperson is always stands with the customers. Okay, this is what the satisfactory note which should be given in the post sale activities or follow up process. And the other important is what? In the follow up process, the salesperson, and in the closing of sales, most of the customers are not capable to make the decision to purchase the products. At that moment, the salesperson should have to keep the numbers or the contact address of the customers, and after that they meet them, or after some time, say after 4 to 5 days or a week or 15 days or a month, they just remind the customers related to their interaction and try to convince that, sir, if you are going to purchase, we have convinced you, we have a meeting, and you have said that we are going to purchase the products after some time. So now, what is your opinion? Can I deliver the product to you? These are what? This is the second situation under which the follow up means the salesperson should have to follow the customers related to the products purchase. Okay, so these are the important 8 steps. Today, students, we have finished a very important topic related to the sales and distribution management, that is sales process. Okay, students, thank you to all of you.